Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Love those guys. Now, they know how to have a good time. Now, this guy is about to have a really good time. Now, she's taking her time having a good time. Come celebrate 20 years of good times at Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo, good times.
I want to thank my guests, Bobby Cannavale, Lola Young, Matt Rogers, Bowen Yang. Thanks for watching. We love you, everybody.
This is NBC4 News at 11.
Right now at 11, first came the flames, now the fallout. And even if you didn't smell the smoke or see it, this massive fire at the Chevron refinery in El Segundo will cost you. Gas prices are expected to go up almost immediately. NBC4's Darsha Phillips spoke to the experts.
Yeah, there is an investigation underway to determine what caused that massive fire at the Chevron oil refinery here in El Segundo. And also top of mind is the economic impact of fuel prices because of that fire. Massive flames poured out of the Chevron refinery in El Segundo Thursday night. The refinery initiated an emergency shutdown, which was successful. No one was hurt, and fire officials say they were able to isolate the flames to one area.
With an emergency shutdown, it's going to take between 2 and 4 weeks for the Chevron refinery to come back online.
Sean Hyatt is a business professor at USC and also the director of the SAGE Business of Energy Initiative. He says California is operating on a very precarious fuel system, and having this refinery offline is going to affect fuel prices right away.
We expect that the Chevron outage is going to increase immediately the fuel prices by about 7 cents. This will escalate 13 cents every week until the Chevron refinery can come back online.
And Hyatt says the extent of the damage is not known, so it could be even longer before the Chevron refinery comes back online.
This is going to lead to a fuel scarcity. The scarcity is going to drive up prices.
Hyatt says there are other refineries that are set to close in mid-October, which only worsens the problem.
We've already lost several refineries over the last 5 years, and 3 more refineries are scheduled to go offline, with Phillips 66 here near San Pedro to stop producing fuel in the next 2 weeks.
Hyatt says California regulations have made it unprofitable for refineries to operate in the state, so they're shutting down and leaving, putting California in a tough position when emergencies like this happen.
Frankly, we have to do a whole lot more if we want to try to solve the problem here.
NBC4 spoke to Chevron today, and it says it is working with local, state, and federal agencies to determine the cause of the fire. In Manhattan Beach, I'm Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.
And our coverage of this fire continues on the NBCLA app. If you go there right now, you'll find more views of and reactions to when the fire first broke out. We've also posted some additional history and some background information on the refinery itself. The steps in front of LA City Hall are safe and secure tonight. This after a man drove onto the sidewalk and refused to get out of his car for nearly 2 hours. He was arrested right before 6 p.m. when he finally did get out of the car and surrendered to police. The area was evacuated as a precaution. The bomb squad inspected the car to make sure that it was safe. The streets reopened shortly after 8 p.m., but it's unclear exactly why the man drove onto the sidewalk in the first place. However, there are reports he told police he had concerns about his mental health. And now to breaking news out of the Middle East. Hamas announcing it will release all of the hostages alive or dead just days before the 2-year anniversary of the attack on Israel. Our Robert Kovacic joining us live in our newsroom now following the latest developments and what's going on right now in the Middle East. Robert.
Kathy, listen, we know that this deal is fragile. Senior Hamas officials suggesting there are still major disagreements that need to be worked out. But it is now morning in the Middle East, and we now have some new video that is into our newsroom. We're going to show you right now. Multiple explosions seen over the Gaza skyline in these early morning hours. And this comes after President Trump on social media said Israel must stop immediately bombing Gaza so that we can get the hostages out safely and quickly. President adding that he believes that this end of war could be near.
Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East, and we're very close to achieving that.
A 20-point peace plan the president delivered to Arab leaders at the United Nations. The Israeli prime minister agreeing to it when visiting the White House Monday, and now Hamas says it's ready to negotiate.
It seems cautiously optimistic, and again, on the basis that Hamas has not outright rejected this, because effectively this deal is a suicide pact for Hamas. It is telling them that if accepted, it means Hamas will no longer exist. It'll disarm, it'll disband, it'll evaporate and disappear from all aspects of Palestinian political life.
The tentative plan stipulates that Hamas play no role in governing the Gaza Strip. Palestinians cannot be forced out of Gaza, and humanitarian aid. But all hostages, dead and alive, must be returned to Israel within 72 hours.
So we have not let them go. We have not forgotten them.
Tonight here in Los Angeles, Galia Mizrahi recounting her heartbreak and her hope.
On October 7th, Hamas raided my cousin's kibbutz. He and his 20-year-old daughter were murdered in their safe room. His wife and 3 children witnessed that. They were kidnapped and taken to Gaza in their family car. And they were one of the lucky ones who got out on the first exchange after 51 days of captivity.
Now Galia sharing pictures with their family's permission of 2 remaining hostages with local ties, Ram Braslovsky and Alan Hoel, seen before their capture and with the most recent photos taken by Hamas. Both of these men have relatives in the San Fernando Valley waiting for their return.
We want our innocent civilians who were taken forcefully out of their homes back. That's the first step to anything, and they should have been back a long time ago.
There are 48 hostages still being held in Gaza, but only 20 of them are believed to be still alive. We're going to continue to monitor these new explosions and the new bombings that we are witnessing right now, Kathy, in the Middle East, and try and determine if they will have an impact on this tentative peace plan that is now in place. We'll have more for you throughout the day tomorrow on NBC4 Newscast. For now, up in our newsroom, I'm Robert Kovacic. Let's go back to you.
All right, we'll be watching it. Thank you so much, Robert. Meanwhile, Sean Combs sentenced to more than 4 years in prison and a $500,000 fine. Just 3 months ago, the music mogul was convicted on 2 federal prostitution-related charges. NBC's Chloe Melas was inside the New York City courtroom for the judge's ruling and has reaction for us tonight.
Fallen hip-hop icon Sean Combs learned his fate Friday during a stunning day in federal court, filled with hours of emotional from his 6 children. And an 11-minute video presented by his defense team showcasing Combs as a philanthropist. Fans crowded outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan when the judge's sentence came down.
Give him another chance. He already served his time. Let him come out with his kids.
A jury acquitted Combs back in July of the most serious charges, sex trafficking and racketeering, and convicted the music mogul on 2 lesser counts